In the last episode, I picked some Japanese idioms that we could discuss, and it was a lot of fun. So I thought, let me choose another idioms from like Japanese old saying that we can discuss today in this video. Hi everyone, welcome back to Life Up Education TV. My name is Natsune, I'm your host, and I'm also the author of the book called The Game of Self-Domination. So in today's episode, it's gonna be another episode of ASK Natsune Show. In the last episode, I picked some Japanese idioms that we could discuss, and it was a lot of fun. So I thought, let me choose another idioms from like Japanese old saying that we can discuss today in this. And by the way, I want to play music while we do that. Okay, perfect. So today, as last time, I got 5 that we can talk about. The first one goes, you get what you deserve. In Japanese term, we say jigojitoku, which means you get what you deserve. And I think this is very wise. This is very good. Almost like mindset word, right? Because so many people are good at pointing finger at someone. But in the end of the day, everything that happens, if you want to be happy, you have to be willing to take all the blames. You have to be willing to say, everything that happens in my life is my fault. This way, you have the ultimate control. Like, you gain the control right back. And then I think people, when they become unhappy, that's when they feel like they lose control. So even for you to be happy, you have to always have this mentality that everything happens because of you. Like, it's ultimately your fault, right? Okay, the next one, it goes, man who chases 2 birds doesn't deserve one. So basically, by you chasing 2 different things, you end up with nothing. And I think for this one, I think it kind of depends. Maybe I didn't make it clear that like, this old sayings are like supposed to be like wise, old knowledge that a lot of people follow today, is even as a guidance, right? Like the people from generations before came up with these words in the hope that they could give some advice to the newer generation, which is us now. But anyway, so with a great respect, I think somewhat I disagree, because I don't think there's one size fit all solution for anything. So even if like society says you have to marry by 30, you have to have your kids by like 30, whatever, or you have to make this much money by this age, right? Like, it doesn't mean anything. Like, it really depends on what makes you happy, and that's something that you can't outsource as an answer. You need to come up with one. And this is one of the things I think, even though someone says like, oh, like don't chase multiple things at once because you always end up with one, like who knows, like some people actually get more energy, more like motivation, energy out of chasing multiple things at the one time. So I think this is one of the things where you don't have to follow like what's common sense, but rather I think it's better that you find what works for you specifically. Okay, the next one, even a monkey can fall from a tree. So basically this is to say how good you are. Like, sometimes you could fail still, even if you're really good. And this is true, and I think it's helpful to like kind of humble people down, because Bill Gates said success is a lousy teacher because it makes smart people to think that they can never fail. And I think essentially it's the same thing here. Like, when you are so big in your head thinking that you could never fail because you're such an expert, or you're such a like rock star in whatever the subject you are on, like I think you become too soft to fail. Like your pride would be like destroyed when you fail, and you can't get back up from it, right? But it's very stupid if you just let the fact slide in, understand that sometimes it happens, and be flexible in your head to say like, maybe I might have to change whatever I do, and maybe I can succeed next time, right? Like, in order for you to be fluid like that, as your mind, like you gotta be okay with failing. So this is good. Like, it's encouraging and good reminder for people. Okay, the next one, appeared to a pig. So basically, a pearl, I would say a pearl to a pig. Yeah, a pearl to a pig. So basically, it's to say you're giving a present that's not appreciated. So a pig wouldn't know the worth of a pearl, right? And I think this is funny. Like, I refer back to this memory, the learning memory from some interview ago. I interviewed this a serial tech entrepreneur, a few months back, and then the first thing he said, basically the number one thing he learned from all his entrepreneurial journey was that how important product market fit is, and he taught me that was his number one take of all the journey. And I so agree. Like, that was one of the awakening awakening call for me too. Like, I think it makes just more sense and more efficient that you find your market niche rather than dwelling on the markets that's not meant for you, right? Like, it's just a simple demand and supply. So after I realized that, I think I try to spend more energy on finding the opportunity versus trying to convince the opportunity for people who are not in a position to accept whatever the solution I'm providing, whether that's my personal profile or the business offering, whatever. And I think it makes more sense and it's more efficient. Okay, the next one. A samurai pretends even when he's disturbed by holding a toothpick between his teeth. So basically, this is to say, a good samurai doesn't show other people his pain. So that's what this is. What do I think of this? I think vulnerability, I used to see that as a weakness too, but I think being able to see that you're human as a leader, being able to connect with your followers, showing them that you're vulnerable, I think it takes strength, and I think it's actually gain more trust by people, because nobody likes to be told what to do from people who think they're smarter than them. I think the better approach is don't be so stuck up, and connect with them at the human level, be authentic to who you are. Don't be oh, I'm better than you, so I'll tell you what to do. Don't be like that, but rather I think you should be look, I know what you're going through. I'm no better than you, because I'm really not. But here's what worked for me, and maybe this can help you as well, right? I think that's what it takes for good leaders, humility. So that's what I think. But I think this is really interesting because it's so Japanese way, when you suffer, don't show it, and I kind of do that too. I feel I'm really zen, and sometimes it makes it difficult it looks like it's difficult for foreigners to communicate with me sometimes. I noticed that too. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. Let me know if you have any idiom, ideally from Japanese, old idiom that you wanna discuss as well. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video.